Okay, so you have either watched this really beautifully animated YouTube video of Amanda Palmer reading The Mushroom Hunters, which was written by her husband Neil Gaiman. She's an artist and musician. Um, he's a writer. And then you might have also read the poem on the Brain Pickings website. Maybe you have done both. And I wanted to watch this or read it because I think it's important to pick out these sort of central themes in science: observe, question, experiment. Notice something that is happening, ask a question about why or how, perform some sort of physical objective experiment to try to figure out what's going on versus postulating what's happening in your own head. So I think that's really like the goal of science, and it can look a lot of different ways. I think everyone's super familiar with this scientific method diagram of like ask a question, do back reading, idea, poor results. Like this is a one-way street here, and it assumes a very rigid structure in which you're always doing every step to its fullest. Versus a diagram like this one from Berkeley, which I love. I think I did link it here. It's interactive on this link, which is it's more indicative of the process of scientific inquiry, right? So through which we build reliable knowledge of the natural world, and it doesn't always look like having a strict hypothesis before running your experiment, and it also looks like maybe adapting a question based on results that you're getting. It looks like sharing your results with other scientists or the community and getting feedback. A lot of science is now doing what's called participatory research, which they're actually intentionally including non-scientists, fancy that, different lens, in their research process, like coming up with methodology with those non-scientists in the participatory research process, analyzing the results with them, utilizing things like citizen science, or people just going out and collecting data as like amateur scientists, and sort of it is really like this community process, because no matter what we're doing, no matter how we're engaging with our world and making meaning of it and constructing new knowledge, we're doing so with our goggles on, with our lens. I've been really on this kick of, are we able to even externalize ourselves enough to understand what our lens actually even is, in an attempt to I don't even think we can remove them, like there's this, October and I were talking, there's this image maybe of like somebody looking through a telescope going, wow, wait a second, and moving the telescope off, and they have like goggles strapped to their face, and they're like, what? Huh? And like, even if you're aware that maybe that's true, like not being able to really take those off. But they are shaped by your choices in life, and you can be more intentional about analyzing your implicit biases, because we all have those, right? Those subconscious things under the conscious that we're not aware of. That just like these stereotypes that we hold of scientists that are based on, cartoons and the news and our textbooks. And not realizing that just like any human being, the scientist is complex and multifaceted, and has hobbies and interests, and those things influence them in the science that they do, and that's valuable. Like we want, this, just like this excerpt that you read up here from this really awesome article. Oh, actually, I pulled a quote at the very end that I'll read you too. But no, implicit bias. Okay, I'll go down here to my quotes that I already pulled for this exact conversation. Physics, like other sciences, is a dynamic field that depends on effective collaboration between scientists of diverse backgrounds to advance knowledge. It's like that Thomas Kuhn idea of paradigm shifts, right? Like we're in the heliocentric paradigm, or sorry, the Earth-centric one, and we cannot see outside of that. Like it's impossible until we bring in maybe some altering perspectives that challenge our own perspective of the universe, and that can be hard, or sometimes we can even sometimes subconsciously ignore those anomalies, those like things that don't fit into our worldview. So that is one reason why it is super important to have to have people of diverse backgrounds in the sciences. STEM fields need smart, talented people. They need many such people, and it helps when these workers have a broad range of differences and experiences and perspectives. So when members of minority groups are left out, research may not advance as quickly or as effectively. So those are just some of the arguments why this conversation is important, not only just to address our own implicit biases, but to reach beyond that and maybe influence the world around us in a positive way that brings in diverse opinions and backgrounds. Okay, I'm done rambling. I hope this was fun for you. I'm excited to see your work.